Unveiling the unknown, exploring legends, welcome to Explorer. Hey everyone, today, we're going to discuss an urban legend known as Kisaragi Station. This event took place in 2004, about 19 years ago. In Japan, there's a very famous forum called Nico Nico. On this forum, there was a thread titled, "Please share the incredible things happening around you." Most comments were casual chats, but at 23:14 on January 8, the 98th reply to the thread sparked Japan's most famous urban legend. The commenter posted, "Excuse me, I just got on a private railway train, but something feels odd. I take this train daily for work. Usually, it stops every 5 minutes, and even between major stations, it's only a 7 to 8 minute ride. But today, the train hasn't stopped for 20 minutes. Besides the commenter, there were some other people in the train car, all asleep. It was late at night when the post was made, around 11:14 p.m. Some speculated whether the commenter boarded an express train by mistake, which would skip several stops before halting. 15 minutes later, at 23:29, the original poster replied, "Maybe I got on the wrong train. I'll check the situation and update everyone." During this time, people on the internet suggested he check the front carriages and ask the conductor or the driver. Some advised him to visit the driver's cab, especially if the driver had fainted, which would explain the train's continuous journey without stops. After a while, the poster updated, saying he went to the front but couldn't see inside the driver's cab as it seemed to be covered with something like frosted glass. No response came despite knocking on the window, and he couldn't spot any staff like conductors or drivers. Users then asked him which train he was on and where he boarded. He replied that he was on a private railway line in Shizuoka Prefecture, starting from Shinhamamatsu Station. With this information, users quickly identified the line as the Enshu Railway Line in Japan's Shizuoka Prefecture. Then, the poster suddenly noticed the train entering a tunnel, which was unusual as he never passed through any tunnels on his regular commutes. This made him suspect that he might have missed his stop, as he confirmed the train line was correct. After a while, the train started slowing down. At this point, the poster changed his anonymous username to Hasumi. He initially posted as an anonymous user, which is common on the forum. At 0:23, Hasumi posted that the train had finally stopped at Kisaragi Station. Kisaragi, in Japanese lunar calendar terms, refers to February, with each month having a unique name. For instance, Godless Month, October, might be named due to gods gathering in one place for a festival, leaving other places godless. Waterless Month, June, relates to the need for watering rice fields. The names of all months have specific meanings related to nature and seasons. Confused, Hasumi stated he had never heard of Kisaragi Station and wondered whether to disembark. Hasumi then described the station as unmanned, common in remote areas of Japan. He planned to catch a return train but couldn't find a timetable and couldn't look it up on his phone, which was still capable of normal internet access despite being a pre-smartphone era device. Many netizens also tried to find the timetable online without success. Puzzled, Hasumi considered returning to the train, but it departed, leaving him alone at the station around 0:30. Additionally, despite extensive online searches, no one found any information about Kisaragi Station, which appeared to be non-existent in Japan. At 0:36, Hasumi posted about his inability to find any relevant information or people to ask at the station. Netizens suggested calling a taxi company or waiting for his parents to pick him up. By 0:48, Hasumi had called his parents, who were unaware of Kisaragi Station and planned to look it up before coming to get him. Users continued to search online for the station, with no results. One user's search for Kisaragi Station strangely returned results for ghost, raising suspicions and fears among the forum members. By 0:59, a user suggested checking the station sign for names of the previous and next stations, as Japanese station signs typically list them unless it's the terminal station. However, Kisaragi Station's sign only displayed its name with no additional information. Netizens then suggested Hasumi walk along the railway tracks to find civilization, as stations typically indicate nearby settlements. Around 1:30, Hasumi mentioned hesitantly calling the police at his father's behest. However, the police dismissed his claim, believing the mentioned location didn't exist, and reprimanded him for the false alarm. As Hasumi walked along the tracks, users asked for descriptions of his surroundings, which he reported as empty except for distant mountains and plains. At 2:09, he heard a voice warning him about the dangers of walking on the railway tracks, turning to see a one-legged old man who vanished as he approached. Despite the man's seemingly benevolent intent, Hasumi was too frightened to move. Users advised him not to look back and to head towards a tunnel nearby for safety. By 2:13, Hasumi was paralyzed with fear, hearing increasingly loud banging sounds approaching. A user speculated that Hasumi might already be dead, unaware of his own demise, and unable to reincarnate without accepting his fate. This theory suggested Hasumi was in a liminal space between worlds. At 2:35, Hasumi shared his parents' plan to contact the police. He mentioned the banging sounds growing closer and his intent to head towards a tunnel, despite concerns about its name being unknown. By 2:45, he reached the tunnel, marked with 3 characters he couldn't decipher, as the sounds drew nearer. He resolved to enter the tunnel and promised to update if successful. At 3:10, Hasumi noted nearing the tunnel's exit and seeing someone standing there. Relieved to see another person, he was still terrified and thanked everyone for their support. Immediately, a user warned that the figure at the tunnel might be dangerous, possibly the one-legged man or a mere shadow. By 3:20, Hasumi identified the figure as a kind person offering a ride to a nearby station, and his car was in the mountain. At 3:37, Hasumi noticed they were heading deeper into the mountains, with the person not responding to his questions and acting strangely. By 3:44, fearing for his safety and with his phone battery dying, Hasumi decided to turn off his phone and look for an escape opportunity, marking his last post on the forum. 19 years later, Hasumi never posted again. His first post was at 23:14 on January 8th, and his last at 3:44 on January 9th, spanning over 4 hours. Following the thread, Kisaragi Station became a hot topic, with extensive searches revealing no such station in Japan. 10 years later, in 2014, someone claimed to find Kisaragi Station on Google Maps, located in a lake at a famous university in Japan. However, this didn't conclude the story. 7 years after the initial incident, in 2011, a new thread titled "Real Horror Stories" appeared on Nico Nico. A user claimed to have mistakenly entered Kisaragi Station 6 years prior, in 2005. He described a similar eerie experience but noticed the names of previous and next stations, unlike Hasumi. He resisted disembarking and eventually reached his destination, with the train's atmosphere returning to normal. In 2017, another user claimed to have reached the station after Kisaragi, experiencing similar oddities but choosing not to disembark. The atmosphere normalized once they left the station. By 2022, photos of Kisaragi Station flooded the internet, coinciding with the release of a horror movie titled Kisaragi Station. To promote the film, the Enshu Railway Company temporarily renamed a station and set up a train marked for Kisaragi Station, leading to widespread speculation. The prevailing theory is that Kisaragi Station is either a fictional creation or a parallel universe accessed under specific conditions. Some people might never return from this alternate dimension. To survive and return from Kisaragi Station, netizens concluded several guidelines: don't sleep on the train, don't disembark at unknown stations, remember your name, avoid tunnels, don't respond to voices, and never look back. These align with common taboos in myths, legends, and near-death experiences, emphasizing actions to avoid to return to reality. The story, if fictional, is considered a masterpiece of narrative and suspense, advanced primarily by user interactions. It's reminiscent of early internet storytelling, less common now due to increased means of verification. Urban legends like Kisaragi Station are increasingly rare, contributing to their fascination. In conclusion, whether Kisaragi Station is a creative work or a glimpse into a parallel universe remains a mystery. The story, with its detailed narrative and user participation, stands as a testament to the power of storytelling and the enduring appeal of urban legends. As technology evolves and mysteries like these become rarer, they remind us of the allure and intrigue that the unknown holds. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the fascinating and the fearsome.